Alrighty. What is going on, everybody? This is Justin Martinez, aka Jay the Sports Dude, coming to you all live from my apartment. Hopefully you all are staying at your homes as well, practicing social distancing and staying safe during this pandemic, and I'm here to provide y'all with a little bit of extra entertainment. That's right, folks. It is time for New Mexico State versus Southern. This is game number 3 of our season-long journey, our month-long journey to cover, or rewatch actually, every single game from New Mexico State this past year. We saw the Western New Mexico game, we saw the UTEP game, and now it is time for a game against Southern at the Pan American Center. Now I want to say big thank you to everybody who has been tuning into this so far for the past couple nights. Again, we're doing this every single night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. In the past 2 days, we have gotten a crazy amount of traction on this, over double the amount of views as opposed to how many subscribers we have. But that also lets me know you guys need to subscribe to the channel. Please leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification bells so you guys can see every single time that we go live. And also, if this is not enough Aggie content for you, I got you guys. We just released a new episode of Stray Shooter, which is our off-season web series that is all over the places. We talk about a little bit of everything with players from New Mexico State. We just put that out, episode number 5 with Jabari Rice came out today. It's every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I think this video with Jabari was about 24 minutes long of us breaking down game film, answering fan questions, even finding celebrity lookalikes for his teammates. There were a couple other really funny segments. You guys need to go check that out. Please, I would really appreciate it. But that's not what you're here for. Right now, it is time to watch some basketball. Let me go ahead and pull up the actual YouTube channel here on my phone. Make sure that everything is looking good. Again, as I'm looking at my laptop right now, I'm only seeing the game screen. I can't see my little photo in the corner. So I'm hoping I'm in frame, everything like that. That's kind of just what I'm checking out right now. And once we get that started, we will start this live stream. Okay, it looks like I am good right now. And I did turn down the volume on the game film, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so upset at myself. I went back and I looked at the UTEP live stream we did last night, and there were a couple comments, people saying either you need to raise your volume or you need to lower the game volume because you couldn't hear what I was saying. I was sitting here for an hour and a half just talking to myself, essentially, and you guys couldn't hear what I was saying, so I apologize for that. Again, that was only our second video. It's a new video format. I'm trying to figure things out, but I pretty much cut the volume in half for this one, and if it is still too loud, please let me know early on if you guys are watching this, because that really helps me out. Prevents just pretty much me sitting here for an hour and a half and talking just absolute mumbo jumbo. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this game against Southern. Let's roll, folks.
Aggies last year 16-1 at home. They only have one home loss in each of the previous 3 years.
Alrighty. So this is a game that the Aggies did win. Obviously, not really a spoiler at this point since it is an old game. But I believe this one wasn't too much of a blowout. I want to say it was definitely under 20. I want to say it was in the teens. So hopefully we'll have a pretty good one. Again, I'm kind of just watching this off of my memory from it, so a couple of these things are still going to be new to me. There's a couple plays I don't remember. But if I do see something that stands out to me, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause it, do a little play breakdown, you know, stuff like that. And also, if you guys want to join in on the conversation, feel free to comment down below, ask me some questions, comment on the game itself. You know, I just love engaging with y'all, so that's all we're here to do, man. Sean looking to draw that charge already. He's so good at drawing that foul. Good D by Yvonne. Saying he was out of bounds there. I wish I had like a little remote that can control my laptop from here, because right now I got to kind of lean over. It's a little bit far away so that way I can be in frame. But I wish I had something where I could turn the volume up and then like turn it on or lower it when I know I'm about to talk. I'm sure there's some sort of Apple device that I could use for that, because I have a MacBook right now. I need to get something like that. But anyways, we got Southern with the ball here. I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't remember the names of these guys from Southern, so apologies. I'm not doing my research like leading up to these live stream rewatching because I'm doing one every single night, and honestly, that's just way too much work with what I have on my schedule. So I'm going into this a little bit blind, not full research. Good steal there by Sean, and then looks like the Aggies will keep the ball.
Now we'll see the Aggies on offense for the first time. We'll see if they can rebound after a tough offensive game against UTEP just 48 hours ago. 37% shooting in El Paso, 6 of 26 from 3. Big issue is free throws, 2 of 11.
Still got CJ in the starting lineup here. I forget when Johnny started to get into that starting lineup. I want to say it was around the time of the Cayman Islands Classic, but I don't know for sure. CJ got the start for the first few games, obviously just being a senior. And don't get me wrong, the dude can hoop. It's not just because he was a senior. Jans doesn't have any problem starting a younger guy over a veteran if he's a better player, but yeah, CJ, as you guys know, eventually went into the second unit and I think did really well there. You got Sean with the ball here. He gets to the Terrell, still dealing with that groin injury right around now. Catch and shoot. Can't get it to fall. Good board by Vaughn. Oh, it's a sloppy pass. Nice move. Can't get it to drop. A little hectic to start this game, just a little bit. I forget the name of this guy, number 40 on Southern, but he was one of the guys that I think had listed as one of their key contributors. Again, I don't remember his name, but I remember him being a good stretch big. I know he hit a couple threes in this game. And it looks like he's, yeah, here's one. I think he makes this, right? Yeah. Yeah, he can shoot. I'm blanking on his name. They don't have it on the back, so that doesn't help. But from the looks of it, I'd say he's getting close to 7-footer, right? Maybe. How tall is Yvonne? Yvonne's like 6'8". So I'd probably put that guy at about 6'10"-ish. Again, don't quote me on all of this. I'm kind of going into it a little hazy. Don't remember all of it. But I hope the volume's working right now. It's so weird because when I'm listening to this, like when I was listening to the UTEP one and I was live streaming, I could barely hear the UTEP audio. Like it was very, very low. But what it is I attached the mic to my laptop. Like I'm not using my laptop camera right now for this live stream. I'm using another one that I just essentially put on the top of it, and it has its own little microphone in it, and so it's really close to the laptop speaker. So even though I can barely hear the commentating, it's picking it up really loud. So like I can't hear the commentating at all right now. I don't know if you guys can hear the commentating right now, but like even if I stop talking right now, like I can't hear the Adam Young and all that at all right now. So I don't know. Hopefully we find a good balance where you guys can still hear what I'm saying and you can still hear the commentating a little bit. I know you probably prefer hearing me talk because I'm here giving my analysis. So let me know if it sounds good right now. If not, I'll adjust it a little bit. But that's just where we're at with it right now, man. Trial and error. Shout out to those tuning in live right now or going back and watching it. Honestly, I appreciate it either way. Like I said, we've gotten really good viewership so far these past 2 nights, and hopefully this keeps up for this month-long journey that we're going on. I just finished a month-long journey. For those who don't know, I put New Mexico State in NBA 2K20 and simulated a whole season. That took about a month. It was a 30-game season. It took a little longer because I had to take a couple nights off, like when I went to go visit family and stuff. So I just finished that. I took 1 week off just to kind of not burn out. I was still working on other stuff, obviously, but I took a week off from live streaming, and then we're going right back into it, guys. But I enjoy doing this though. Like this is fun to me. Ooh, that's a good charge call. Yes, sir. Just the rotating the New Mexico State's. Look at this. That's just a smart decision there. Johnny sees that Trev is also caving in and that he knows he'll be able to cover his man, so he leaves, steps in right before this guy takes off, because, you know, once he leaves his feet, not going to call a charge. Just great timing. That rotational defense for New Mexico State is really good. Terrell with the ball, gets it to CJ down low. Sean's going to have to put it up. That's a deep one. No good. Oh. Southern ball. Yeah. Apologies to Southern. Honestly, I was kind of getting them confused. I think in the last stream when I said who we were going to watch next, I think I called them the Cougars a couple times. I was kind of going back and forth between Cougars and Jaguars. I was forgetting. But yes, these are the Southern Jaguars. No disrespect to them. But again, this was months ago, so sometimes I just forget, man. It is what it is. See, he's... Oh, okay, no, I thought he was going into the tunnel. I think he was just getting a drink. So I was at this game, of course. I think the attendance on this one was pretty low just because it was a game. It's, you know, not one of the top opponents. But still, I mean, the atmosphere at the Pan Am is always pretty consistently good. So, but yeah, I think the numbers on this one were a little bit down. Again, shout out to NM Aggie Athletic Archive. That's where I'm finding this full video. And also, guys, I was kind of saying that I was a little bit worried I wasn't going to be able to find some games that that channel didn't have. They didn't have the Mississippi State game, the Arizona game, the I think one of the UNM games, the Northern New Mexico game. They're missing like maybe 5 games throughout the season, but I found another place that has them. I'm blanking on the channel. I'll make sure to shout them out once we watch one of their videos. But somebody on Aggie Alert on 24/7 Sports actually let me know that they have all of the games, and I'm pretty sure all from last season too, which I really wish I would have known, because I like to go back and watch my game film for research. And for NM Aggie Athletic Archives, they only have maybe about 10 games from last season, so I was really limited. But now I've got everything at my disposal, so you can expect a lot more highlights whenever I go back and find film on players. And we're not going to miss a single game for this sort of season rewind that we're doing here. We're going to get everything going, so yeah, really excited about that. Southern still has the lead here. The Aggies have not scored in the first 4 minutes. I don't remember that happening. That's crazy. That's a bad shot. Sean on the fast break. This is when he's dangerous. He can find people so well. Johnny's calling for it. They're going to get it to Jabari. He's pulling up. Can't get it to fall. And who else but Jabari getting that offensive board? Still nothing, though. Tough. Tough. Well, let me try to adjust the... I want to change the title of this live stream, but I can't do it. I'm using the YouTube app. I can't do it for some reason. So I kind of don't want to sign in, because I'm thinking about just doing it on Safari. I hope if I sign in, it won't sign me out of this live stream. So I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm gonna just leave it. Good bucket there by Jabari. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. Because I think right now it literally just says Sun News live stream. Instead of like, I want it to say, you know, like Aggie Rewind, I think is what I'm calling this. But anyways, it'll have to do right now. It'll have to do until I can figure out how to fix that. I'm kind of messing around with it on my phone right now. Seeing if we can get it to work here. There's not a lot of features that you can do here. Maybe if I go to... I think I did it, folks. I think I found it, guys. Alright, now I can actually put the title of this. So let me do that right now. I apologize, I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm trying to glance up. Can I actually upload the thumbnail too? Because that'd be pretty clutch. 3 ball by CJ, was that? No good. Okay. No, I can't do the thumbnail, but that's fine. We got the title. We got the title, so now it should say Aggie Rewind, rewatching New Mexico State versus Southern. I think that's good enough. Cool. Cool. Stephen M, appreciate you for tuning in, my man. He says, great show with hot rice today. He was steaming. Oh, that is a nice lob. Okay, I missed that one. I think he had this in a game against UTEP as well, no? So dangerous, man. You got to keep an eye on him at all times because he can just elevate like crazy. Appreciate it, Stephen. Appreciate you watching that video and for tuning into the live stream. For those who don't know what Steven is talking about, we just released episode number 5 of Stray Shooter, which was an interview with Jabari Rice. It actually was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So I think the past couple of days I've been saying it was going to be under 20 minutes, but I want to say it was like a 23, 24-minute video once I actually edited everything. Really great stuff. We were breaking down game film. We were answering fan questions. We found celebrity lookalikes for some teammates. Yeah, definitely have to go check that out. That's here on our website, guys. I mean, on our channel. Yeah, so appreciate you, Steven. Just mute the play-by-play audio. Honestly, I think I might just do that. It's done. It's done. If it's still giving, yeah. So you can still hear it, like, a little bit over me. Yeah, if you can still hear it, then I mean, at that point, let's just turn it off. Sorry, Adam. Said great. Okay, cool. We'll just do that from now on then, man. It's crazy. So I think like look, let me see real quick. I only had it on 2 out of like, I think like 20 little bars for the volume. Like, I can't hear it at all, even when it was on 2. But again, the mic that I'm using, or the camera I'm using, is an attachment to my laptop, and the speaker on the mic, or the speaker on the camera, is really close to the speakers of the laptop. So I guess it's just picking it up. So yeah, it's probably for the best we just mute it. 6-3 here in favor of the Aggies. Really low-scoring game to start this one. I don't remember them coming off to such a slow start. Let me see what... Let me pull up the box score and everything for this game. Pull up my article, because honestly I don't remember much about this game. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Okay, so it was 79-63. New Mexico State won this one. Makes sense, makes sense. Little floater in the lane. That's a good shot. Yeah, that's a good shot right there. Like I said, guys, I was a little bit worried that we weren't going to be able to find video for the Mississippi State game, for the Arizona game. That is just bully ball by Yvonne. But somebody on Aggie Alert on 24/7 Sports actually showed me that there's a full archive list of the games. So we are going to be able to watch every single game, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's going to be great. Look at that. Bully ball. Again, not the biggest in the paint, but Yvonne's footwork, he's still strong. He goes up with some power and gets it. Looks like somebody got, one of the big men that was contesting got hurt there. That's tough to see. Steven says, don't tell us the final score. Okay, sorry. No spoilers. I'm sorry. My bad. 8-5 here with 7 minutes off the clock. Still just, oh, tough. Still only 8-5. Yeah, not the best start for either team here. Little pull up. That is it's a tough shot. Off the dribble. Alright, let's see if the Aggies can get something going here. There's Sean Williams. Tried to answer back. Can't get it to fall. Pulling up. Got it. Wow. 2 for 3 from deep from Southern. I don't remember if they were much of a three-point shooting team going into this or not. I think a bird just like flew past my window right now because I just saw like a little streak of something. Just caught my attention for a second. I'm just here in my living room right now. I had some people telling me that I should get like a little backdrop or something. I am working on getting approved for a green screen, which I'll be using for Straight Shooter, the season podcast, which is now going to be video based, and for Straight Shooter, the off season thing. We're going to have a green screen hopefully. But I mean, if I have it, I'll probably use it for this too. I'll probably move this setup. I have like an extra, it's not an extra room, it's like a little study area. So like it's maybe like, I don't know, it's maybe like 10 by 12, you know, it's really small. But I might move the setup to in there and just put the green screen. So I think that's probably going to be the move moving forward, but that might be a little while. Obviously, our budgets are a little bit low with the quarantine thing going on, stuff like that. People are getting on furlough and being laid off altogether. So getting approved for a $100 green screen isn't necessarily top priority. You can see the injuries here. Let's see, for AJ, was injured finger, injured knee for Wilfred, which he suffered before the start of the season, and then injured thumb for Clayton. Man, you really feel for both AJ and Clayton for them to come back. For Clayton, it was just one game, and then for AJ, I think it was a game and a half. No, I guess technically 2 total games because he played half of Mississippi State, all of northern New Mexico, and like half of Cal Baptist. And then for both of them to go down with 2 totally different injuries, like right afterwards, it's unfortunate, especially because they're seniors, but I mean, it's unfortunate it happens to anybody in general. Really glad that Clayton's coming back. I got to talk to him, for those who don't know. That was episode number 4 of Straight Shooter. I think it was the one last week. So you guys can go back and watch that here on our YouTube channel. Just kind of hear what that waiting process was like for him as he was trying to get that medical hardship waiver, which he eventually did. And just, you know, what his expectations are for next season. Really great talking to him, and looking forward to talking to AJ. Whether AJ does come back or not, I will talk to him for Straight Shooter. It's just going to be a matter of when a player nominates him. That's kind of the way I've been doing it. I just let the players pick which of their teammates they want to see next on the show. But I'm talking to guys who have graduated already. I'm talking to incoming transfers, to returning guys, to guys who redshirted and are eligible again. I'm talking to everybody this offseason. So we'll get around to AJ either way, whether he comes back or not. But we are still waiting to hear what the ruling is for that. I haven't gotten a timeline. Honestly, I don't think New Mexico State has a timeline. I don't think that they're just withholding information. It's really just a matter of when the NCAA gets around to it, because there's so many other players, obviously, around the country that are also applying for stuff. So we don't know. We don't know when we'll find out about AJ. But as soon as we do, I'll make sure to let you guys know, spread the word, all that kind of stuff. And probably, I think what I'll do is, if they do announce that he is coming back, I'll go ahead and make him the next interview for straight shooter, like what I did with Clayton. Bryce in Tennessee didn't nominate Clayton, but once we found out that he was coming back, I was like, well, I have to kind of, strike while the iron's hot, bring Clayton in. So that's what I'll do with AJ if he does come back. But we shall see. That was a lot of talking, though. Southern still has an 11-9 lead. This is low scoring. It's crazy because I really don't remember this game at all. I can't remember much about this. So I was not expecting this. I don't know what the line for this game was, but I'd imagine it was New Mexico State by double digits. Good spin move. Loose ball foul? Yeah, Johnny's confused too. It wasn't on the shot. I think it was a loose ball foul. Again, I don't have the volume on, so I can't tell right now. Let's see. No, they didn't call it on Sean. Okay, it was loose ball because they're inbounding it. I guess Johnny fighting for the boards there. Interesting. Good rebound by Trev. He got up there. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, is once the season starts next year, these live streams where I go back and watch the games, I'm going to do it a day after the game is over. So, like, let's say this Southern game happened. As soon as it's uploaded on NM Aggie Athletics Archives, or as soon as it's updated on or uploaded on Aggie Alert on 24/7 Sports, I'm just going to react to it the day afterwards. So that way you guys can get like my really fresh thoughts and feedback on the game. And I'd imagine you guys will also be a lot more interested in going back and watching it, since it'll be like only 24 hours old. You'll probably have a lot to say about the game. So that's what I'm going to be doing during the season, and that's why you guys definitely should subscribe to this channel, because if you're liking the content we're putting out right now, it is going to be so much more content once the season actually starts. We're kind of trying to have to make the best out of nothing right now, but once the season starts, we'll have press conferences, we'll have game highlights, we'll have these live stream reactions, we'll have the Straight Shooter podcast, tons of stuff, man. Oh, tough shot by Trev. Did they call it off? Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't. I wonder why Trev wears his headband at such a high angle. I wonder about that. I should have asked him that. I've talked to him a couple times since the season ended. Maybe he just doesn't like it in his face. I don't know. Not that it looks bad or anything. It's just I've never seen anybody else have it that high up. Anyway, Southern with the ball here. Aggies 1 for 7 from deep. I remember they struggled a lot from the three-point line early on in the season. They did extend the three-point line heading into this season for college basketball. I forget the distance that they extended it. But even then, the Aggies were shooting well below average for the rest of the conference. Is that an and one? Got it. For the rest of the country, I mean. Because I actually broke it down. We had a I had like a weekly mailbag thing going on for a little while that I was doing. The reason why I stopped it is just because not enough people asked me questions. Um, let's look at this play really quick. Really smart cut here. Look at this right here. At this point, this guy right here is essentially completely out of the play. Like, he has his eyes on Yvonne at this point here. He doesn't know where Trev is with, like, at all on the court. So Trev's just able to cut. This is a really smart play by him. Just cuts to the rim, gets the easy basket. That's a really heads-up play by Trev. Yeah, his defender was focusing on Yvonne, as, you know, you should. Yvonne's a real threat down low. But as soon as he puts his back to him, he's blind at that point. Trev just cuts to the rim, gets the easy bucket. And Yvonne makes a really good pass, too. I think that's something that Yvonne doesn't get a whole lot of credit for, is that as a big man, his passing is really good. I'll point out some more as this, like, month-long thing that we're doing continues. But he has so many plays or instances where he's backing somebody down and another guy from New Mexico State will just cut to the rim and he'll find him. And Jan just talked about that. I'll have to go back and find the quotes. But yeah, that's something that I think Yvonne gets a whole lot of credit for, is his passing. I don't know what I was saying before that. I'm kind of just rambling a little bit, so I apologize, but I don't remember what I was talking about before that. Oh well. Oh well. So it is 17-11 now. Favor the Aggies. They're calling a push-off. Yeah, like I was saying, that full court pressure from the Aggies is different. Can we get a replay on that? No? It was a push-off. He pushed him off. And right here, he knows to go on the attack. Yeah. Same thing here. And you see, this is what makes his passing so valuable, is that it forces Yvonne's defender to also be aware of that. Look at this right here. You can see right here, his guy is forced to respect that pass because he just saw it happen the play prior. And because of that, Yvonne recognizes it, does a sweet little fake, and goes up and makes the bucket. That's, even when you're not making the pass, the fact that your defender knows you're capable of it opens up so many other opportunities. So that really makes him a really valuable big man. And that's the kind of stuff that I think really makes up for him not being the tallest, you know, not necessarily being the strongest, because I think he's just a really smart player. And also, if he does want to go the overseas route, which is just what I think he'll end up doing, the size won't be as big of a factor. There are a lot of smaller big men overseas. It's a lot more finesse when it comes to the big men overseas. So I think Yvonne will fit in there really well, as opposed to, you know, trying to hold his own in the NBA. Not that he can't, but I think overseas the playing style is a little bit better suited for him. I think he could thrive over there. Aggies got a little bit of momentum now. It is 19, what did I say, to 11? Good stuff, good stuff. My phone is at 19%. I think I'm going to have to plug it in here. I'll do it in a bit. What did they call in there? Let's see, this is a lot of showing the crowd and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. Were they calling another push-off? We know Sean's good at drawing those calls, man. I really should be keeping track of who has taken the most charges, because I figure it's Sean. But that's one stat I really wanted to find multiple times throughout the season. But because I didn't have all of the games available, like I said, there weren't some on NM Aggie Athletic Archives. I was never able to get that stat. But I'd imagine Sean Buchanan's up there, probably number one. I would say him. Evan, I think per game is probably up there, but since he, missed pretty much all of non-conference play, I doubt it's as high. Terrell's probably up there. 11-0 run over the past 3 minutes, as they call a foul there on Will. Sean telling him something there. Let's see. Yeah, you can see Sean telling him, I don't know what he's saying right there. But Will's young, man. That's really good that he has all these seniors there to help him. Give him some pointers there. It could look like they're yelling at him or they might be mad at him, but you can tell it's all love, it's all constructive. I'm sure he's just telling him, watch your hands, make sure you're not getting that contact. You can still be aggressive without putting your hands on the guy. Now this is his redshirt freshman year. And like I said before, I think that jump from your freshman year to your sophomore year is when you make the biggest jump in production. So I'm expecting pretty good things from Will. As of right now, I'm giving him the edge in terms of the starting spot at the center position, since he is the returning guy. So yeah, we'll see what he has, what his role is next season, but yeah, I'm looking out for William McNair in this one, and he is the next guy we're talking to on Stray Shooter, by the way. Jabari nominated him, so actually, let me send a text. We get a corner pocket 3, no good by Terrell. I'm gonna send a text to the SID right now. Make sure we get that set up with Mr. Will. But yeah, the plan is to have William McNair on Stray Shooter next Wednesday, and we just had Jabari today. It was released today, so make sure to check that out, guys. There we go. Just texted the SID to try to get something set up with William McNair. Sometime before next Wednesday. Got a whole week, so hopefully we can make it work. I like to ask literally the same day that an episode is released. I'm already asking the SID when I can talk to the next guy, just because it is the off season. These guys aren't required to talk to me. A lot of them are back home. I know for sure Will is back home in Philadelphia, so it might be a little harder to reach him. But hopefully, since I did it so early, we'll be able to get something. And shout out to Charlie Hurley. That is the SID for New Mexico State. He's the one who sets up all of these interviews. So anytime you guys see me talking to a player, it's because Charlie set it up. So shout out to him. Really hard-working guy. Really great guy to work with. And I don't think he's ever not been able to get me the guy that I want to talk to. So for sure, would not be able to bring you guys the coverage that I do without him. You can see there, Terrell was just coming out of the tunnel again. He was still dealing with a strained groin, pretty much for all of non-conference play. He missed the first game against Western New Mexico, played the game against UTEP. And you can see it's still bothering him in this game. He's having to go into the tunnel to get it worked out and stretched in the middle of the games. Got Robert Brown backing him down. Can't get it to fall. He's now with Iona College, as you guys may or may not know. Entered the transfer portal. Another young guy. I want to say also a redshirt freshman, right? That's what this season was for him? Or was it true freshman? I'm not sure. 3 ball, got it. They're shooting that thing in this game. (19-15), still a very close game. Yeah, Southern 3 for 4. Not a high volume, but good shot selection. They get the fast break here. It's good hustle by CJ. Let's take a quick look at that again. Where was CJ when this turnover happened? Yeah. A couple steps behind him. Look at the hustle. It's an easy bucket if CJ chooses not to hustle on that one. Easy bucket. That's what you love to see, especially out of your big men, because you know they're not as quick as your guards. But that's all effort right there. And that's him making up for it because he's the one who got the turnover. You know? If you're going to make a mistake, you got to make up for it on the other end. And instead of a bucket, it's 1 point max. Since the guy missed this free throw, I don't know if he makes this one or not. Hailing from Toronto, I think I saw this guy. Another Canadian on the court. Clayton Henry from Canada as well, from Calgary, even though he didn't play this game. Oh, man, that's sloppy by Sean. Yeah. Aggies are usually pretty good at handling the press, but look at this. This is just... Yeah, they're getting lucky there. They're dodging bullets. That is not... It's not how you handle a full court press. What do we got here? I think they fouled Robert Brown. Down low. Hey, look at that. That's a bad pass. Sean knows it as soon as he lets go of it. Yeah, Sean's telling him, hey, slow it down. You can see. You love that about Sean Buchanan, though. He's one of those guys who's a vocal leader on the court. Robert Brown at the free throw line from Dallas, Texas. Fellow Texan. As you guys probably know by now, I feel like I say it all the time. From Edinburgh, Texas. Lived in San Antonio the past decade or so. My family has, at least. I've been moving around past couple years. Oh, got it. A little home court bounce there on that one. A couple times. 21-18. I think this is like a 2-hour video. We are chilling here for a while, folks. The game with UTEP was only an hour 15, I want to say. But we're here for a minute today. I don't mind. I don't mind it. What'd they call here? I didn't see what that was. Good job breaking the press there by Sean Williams. Ooh. Stephen M says, wow, more than a minute. (21-18). 6 for 10 shooting from the free throw line. Not the best for New Mexico State so far. Yeah, it is definitely more than a minute. We're going to be here for a while, but it's all good. It's all good. Once I saw this was 2 hours long, I really should have had some dinner before this live stream. Because we started at 6, which is usually when I eat dinner, so I'm going to have to just wait until it's over. I'm already thinking in my head of where I want to go. Ooh. Ooh, you see that little first step, got that guy on some skates. The spin move. Can't get it to fall up against the foul. I think people underrate that first step for Sean. He's not the quickest guy, but that first step of his is actually pretty good. Y'all showing that one again. Yeah, that's tough. 21-18, 3:43 left until halftime. There is the volleyball team for New Mexico State, who I also covered a decent amount of games. Great team, great program, honestly. Coach Jordan, as good as it gets, does a great job there. All the girls really great to talk to. I haven't had anybody at New Mexico State. I mean, I'll include high school football too, because I cover high school football. I haven't talked to anybody here that hasn't been like a good interview, that hasn't been one of those where you could tell they just don't want to talk. You know, everybody's been great so far. Got Autumn Gentry there. I think I saw Megan Hart there. Megan Hart was dominant on the court. Ridiculously good. Just graduated. Taller than some of these players on the team here. But yeah, I enjoy covering a little bit of like, don't get me wrong, I prefer basketball. Basketball is a sport that I want to cover. Like eventually I want to go on and cover the NBA. But it's nice to get like a break from all that every now and then, you know, cover some football, cover some volleyball, stuff like that. Because you can write the articles differently, you know, since it's a different sport. Talk to different people. It's a different atmosphere at different sporting events, you know. It's good to get a little change of pace every now and then. Sean Buchanan from Durant, Mississippi. The Mississippi Menace. I say that literally every time I bring up Sean Buchanan. That's definitely the nickname that stuck the most for a straight shooter. For those who don't know, the season-long podcast I have, I like to end every single interview with the player by just suggesting nickname ideas to them. And so one of them for Sean was the Mississippi Menace, and he ran with it. You could tell he really takes pride in his defense. He knows that's the best aspect of his game. He's a good facilitator as well on offense, but defensively, that's where he really thrives. So he took that and ran with it. He was using it as like a hashtag, I think. He was calling himself the Mississippi Menace. I saw some other people on Twitter. And then I think the New Mexico State men's basketball Twitter account also started to call him that. So that just became like this whole thing, which is pretty cool. That's really the only one that I think the player himself really ran with. I've seen a couple people call Johnny the Crucis Crusader. I've seen a couple like Aggie fan accounts on Twitter call him that, but I haven't heard Johnny call himself that. I think my personal favorite is still Ill Will McNair, which is funny because he's really like the least aggressive person off the court. Like he's just super polite. He's the nicest guy. But hey, if you give him the ball down low, we'll see. I forget which game it is, but he'll put some guys on posters. He's got bad intentions down low. So we got Sean Williams here. Still in the transfer portal. We don't have any news on where he's going yet. I should probably reach out to him. I think I'm gonna do that. I I don't have to cover him at this point because he's not in New Mexico State. But I think it'd be good to get a little update, even if I can just get a couple teams that he's considering. You know, I'll probably do that right after this stream. I'll just message him. But yeah, like I've said before, even once a guy leaves New Mexico State, just hoping the best for them. Especially because Sean didn't leave under any bad circumstances. You know, he just went to go live closer with family in Arkansas, which you gotta respect. (25-19). Southern is hanging in there. Surprising stuff, honestly. I don't remember much from this game, but I definitely do not remember it being a close game. Anyways, I am at 6% battery. I think it is time to actually plug this in. Let's see. Yeah, my laptop is at 78%, so I think I'll be good to take it out. I only have 2 inputs on my laptop. One of them is for charging. The other one right now is for my camera, which I'm using. So let's see. I think that'll be fine. Ooh, what was that? Yeah, I tried to go a little too fancy with it there. You can tell that's the type of stuff that just really upsets coaches. You're playing from behind, you can't afford to give up those opportunities because you want to get fancy with it. But at the same time, I don't blame them. That's low-key something I would do. But then again, that's part of the reason why I'm not playing basketball still. Also the fact that I have no athleticism whatsoever. But I do like to make flashy passes like that, even though I don't have the skill set to do so. Ooh, look at that block by Will. That's timing. Can we get a replay, please? Can we see that one more time, please? There we go. Oh, yeah. He is staring him down the entire way. He knows it's coming. He knows once he puts his head down there, there's nobody else he has to guard in the paint. He can be as aggressive as he wants. Look at this. There's nobody in this paint right here for Southern. Look at that. Of course Will's going to go ahead and just stare him down. And go into full-on attack mode. That's too easy. That's too easy. If he has a guy down there, aggressive. Anyways, 27-23 now. How do I get the comments on this screen here? Let's see. Because now that I plug my phone in, I have to put my phone sideways. So it's a little bit different now. There we go. Cool. Stay. I'm trying to balance it right now. For those that don't know, I have my laptop here, which is where I'm watching the game, but I can't see myself on the screen. Also, I'm just not realizing that I'm covering the Southern logo on the scoreboard. I apologize for that. I don't know if y'all care, if I should just keep it like this. Because I feel like when oh, that's a charge call. That's what I'm talking about when I say Sean is so good at drawing those charges. Can we see that one more time? For the people in the back? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Good stuff there. That footwork to go from one direction and then completely switch and draw that charge. It's good stuff. Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like when I make my camera, my little box too small, it gets really, really pixelated. So I think I'm going to leave it at this size, even though I'm partially covering the Southern logo. It is what it is. Second one for Sean. Got it. Why was he shooting? Was it a technical on the coach or something? Again, I don't have the volume on because it's hard for y'all to hear me when I do, so I don't know what they're saying right now. I'm assuming that was a technical on the coach because he shot free throws and they're going back to inbounding there, so. Anyways, 30-23. Shout out for y'all for tuning in live. I appreciate it, guys. I know we have some people coming in and out, but honestly, even if you can only stop by for a little bit, I appreciate it. We're doing this every night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Just going back and watching games, breaking down film. I've paused it like maybe 7 or 8 times already. It's already a 2-hour long video, but I don't know. If I see a play that stands out to me, I just want to kind of give you guys my running thoughts on it. Yeah, you're going to find him down low. Ooh. I haven't seen a whole lot of him in this game, but I want to say he was their leading scorer going into this one. At least top 2. He hit the first 3 of the game, but hasn't done a whole lot else. I'm blanking on his name. Actually, I have the box score here. Let me find it. Because when I was doing research on this game, like leading up to it when it was happening, he was one of those guys I did research on. Amel Kulovic. Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, so I apologize. But, okay. Yeah, he's one of the guys that I was watching. Also their point guard, Ashanti Shivers, that's number 1 on the court there. Usually whenever I preview a game, I try to find like 3 players on the other team that are like the X factors, the impactful guys. Credit to Southern, though, coming in here and playing them tight the first half. Yeah, this is not the best first half for New Mexico State. Like I said, they were dealing with just trying to find out new roles for guys with all these injuries. Still figuring it out. Sean Buchanan had to take on a bigger role. Sean Williams kind of got thrown into it really quickly. 04NM Aggie, appreciate you for tuning in, man. That is a new name that I have not heard yet. Welcome to the live stream. He says, are you an NMSU alum? I'm not. I graduated from UT Austin, the Texas Longhorns, in 2018. So I'm from Edinburgh, Texas, and I moved to San Antonio, Texas, my junior year of high school. So Texas born and raised, went to UT Austin. As soon as I graduated, I went to North Dakota, where I worked as a high school reporter in Minot, North Dakota for a year for the Minot Daily News, and then I came here. So been here for a year, not a New Mexican, but I'm enjoying my time here for sure. We got halftime, folks. It is 30-25. Very close game. 04 NM Aggie. Oh gosh, are they keeping Shaka, or is he gone? I'll tell you right now. Texas Longhorns fans, they want him gone. We were all really excited to have him when he came over from VCU. Personally, I just feel like I haven't seen enough growth out of the program. I think his recruiting has been going well. You know, he's brought in guys like Jackson Hayes, Mo Bamba, Jarrett Allen, Matt Coleman, but you haven't done anything with it. I think what's really crazy is that, like I said, you look at Hayes, Bamba, and Allen, these are all lottery picks. And if you look at any of the other lottery picks, their teams are all going at least the second round of the NCAA tournament. And Texas is out here playing in the NIT and stuff like that. So it's frustrating, but it's just really tough because at the same time, like, are you going to find a better coach if you let go of Shaka, you know? So personally, I still want to see him out. I just think you just need to change the culture at this point. But, you know, it's kind of mixed, but he's definitely on the hot seat. So we'll see what happens, man. It's tough. Texas sports in general have been very frustrating as of late, pretty much since I started going to school there. Football has had its ups and downs. Sometimes they're really good, like when they beat Georgia in the bowl game. Other times, not so much. Basketball is frustrating. Yeah. We are primarily a swimming school, a tennis school where they won they won the national championship, and a volleyball school where they go to the championship like every year pretty much. Those are our three best sports right now. Alright, you see, this is the kind of stuff I kind of wish they would edit out right now, because we're kind of just waiting here. Again, I'm getting these videos off of NM Aggie Athletic Archives, so shout out to them guys for providing these videos for me. Sometimes they'll go ahead and they'll edit this out, like the UTEP game we watched yesterday was only an hour 15, but for this one they have not edited anything. Like if you were watching this on TV live, this is exactly what you saw, because this one is, yeah, this is like 2 hours long. Which, I mean, it is what it is, man. I got time tonight. I'm still quarantining. I know they're opening stuff up. But personally, I'm not trying to go out. So, I'm just hanging out here in my apartment, looking to kill some time. You could probably skip ahead since you already rewind replays. Yeah, I really should be doing that right now, actually. That is a good idea, my friend. I'll just be doing that. Alrighty. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, new name. Always good to see new people here. And whether you guys watch this live or go back and watch this, I appreciate it either way. So you get an and one there. That is a tough take. Southern came to play in this one. I think you could really tell that the teams New Mexico State was playing early on this year could just like smell the weakness right now. Like they knew New Mexico State was going through injuries. They knew that they were hanging around 500. As Trev gets a ridiculous chase down block. Yeah, their opponents did not make it easy on them, man. Really forced the Aggies to kind of rise through the adversity. Can we get a replay on that? Can we get a replay on that chase down block? Ridiculous. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about when I say that Trev is going to find his way into the league, because he does so much more than just score the basketball. So much more. They gave us a replay anyways, my bad. Tough. Tough, super tough. Explosiveness. Still just a 5-point game. I don't know when the Aggies started to pull away on this one. I don't remember. I'll probably remember a lot more when we get towards like conference play, because those games are a little bit more recent, more fresh on my mind. But these non-conference games, I don't remember a whole lot from them, honestly. The only times I go back and look at this is if I'm like trying to find film on a player. I'll go back and see like, okay, what was their highest scoring game, and then let me go watch that game pretty much, and try to find film from it. Turnaround, got it. Footwork. Makes up for that lack of size, that footwork. Going off the screen, you know you're going to find him there. He's a shooter. He can definitely hit it from the top of the arc there. That pick and roll. I feel like they didn't use him enough in this game, though. Like I said, I think he only had 5 points. But yeah, he's dangerous in the pick and roll. That's too easy. That's mouse in the house. Had the shorter guy on him. Yvonne's going to go on the attack in that situation every single time. There you go again. And one. Yes, sir. Yep. And you see, that's exactly what I really want to see. Like, look at this. How many inches is that guy giving up on Yvonne? That's too easy. Even when that guy comes in and helps, he's late. That's exactly what I really want to see out of William McNair this upcoming season. Because he's going to have those kinds of matchups. Like, Will is what, 6'10"? I think he's listed as 6'11". He's taller than Yvonne. He's bigger than Yvonne. He's going to have those opportunities, those matchups. But Will, I don't think, is really embraced. He's not calling for the ball. He doesn't go up nearly as strong. And I'm really looking for him to do that this upcoming season. Because you look at guys like Jacob Tryon, Mayan Kerr. Those guys like to stretch the floor a lot more. Both of them can hit the 3-ball. So it's going to be really good to have somebody who's just like a traditional bruiser at the 5 spot. And I think that has to be Will, honestly. Somebody to pretty much do what Yvonne did for them. Gets it back. I got the kick out here. Sean on the attack. No good. Oh, we got DP. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Everything was just a little off until the start of the win streak. Yeah, like I said, and Jansen talked about it also. Right around here, they were really trying to figure out roles for guys. Sean Buchanan had a bigger role than expected. Sean Williams was completely new to the system, and all of a sudden they need him to be a spark plug off the bench. They just had a whole lot of guys that were still trying to figure out their roles on the team. They had injuries with Terrell. Even though he played, he wasn't at full strength with that strained groin. Wide open. Oh, you're playing with fire there. Good offensive board. Yeah, just a lot of changes were going on with this team. Even though they brought back so much experience, it was still different roles, and I think that really affected them. But I've said it before, like that's how they're gonna pull a team apart or bring them closer, and I think New Mexico State really rallied behind that. Because by the end of the season, when they were on that win streak, every single person was telling me like all that kind of stuff, that adversity just really brought us closer. Not that they weren't close beforehand, but yeah, there were definitely some hard times early on. For sure. Let's see. 04 NM Aggie says, any word on what Yvonne is up to now? I've been hearing that it's the overseas route for him. Nothing confirmed yet. I think it is leaning in that direction, especially since he went and hired an agent who also is, I believe, from Spain and represents overseas players. So I believe the route for him is back in Spain, since that's where he's from. But we haven't gotten any confirmation yet. He hasn't signed with the team or anything like that, but that looks to be the case. I've been hearing also that's the route for CJ Bobbitt. Again, this is just what I'm hearing. No official signings yet, but that's what I've been hearing, is that Spain for both of them. It's looking like the route. DP, Ivan was not himself either. Maybe the ankle. That's true. He did have an ankle injury. Also had a concussion prior to the start of the season, which I reported on in the offseason. I don't know if it was affecting him by the start of the year or not. But yeah, he also had a concussion. He had that ankle injury. So, yeah, this was a very hobbled New Mexico State team. This is a team that was a little bit exposed. They were definitely not at full strength. And they already, teams are already looking to beat them. Because for teams like Southern, New Mexico State is one of the better teams they're going to face all season. You know, it's a team that made the NCAA tournament. So they got a target on their backs, especially in conference play as well. So teams are not going to take it easy on them. Yeah, it was rough at first. 04 NM Aggie says, do you also report on high school sports? I do. Jason Groves, our sports editor, my sports editor, usually does basketball, and I stick to football when it comes to high school. And then when it's college, we switch. So I'm starting to put out a little bit more high school football coverage. I've been putting out the top offensive and defensive players in the state. I've been doing roster breakdowns for all 4 teams in town for Mayfield, Cruces, Oñate, and Centennial. For that, I've been doing one every week, released on Friday. So we've already broken down the rosters for Mayfield and Cruces. And then this upcoming Friday, I'll be breaking down the roster for Centennial. I just talked to Coach Ocampo today, actually. So, yeah, I'm starting to kind of shift my focus to football. But at the same time, I still know, for the most part, people are following me on Twitter and social media for Aggie's coverage. So I'm still doing these live streams. I'm still trying to put out at least an article or 2 every week on New Mexico State. Trying to find that balance. We're a staff of 2 in the sports section, for those who didn't know. So we're spread pretty thin. Everybody's got to do a little bit of everything. But yeah, high school sports is part of what I do as well. Oh. Let me skip that. You see, I should be skipping it, but sometimes I'll just be talking and I forget that we're just looking at cheerleaders and the crowd and stuff. See, how we doing on battery on here? We got 43%. Cool. All right, 38-27. Aggies pulling away a little bit. This game was definitely a lot closer than I remember. I think Yvonne was getting worked on his ankle just right now. I just saw him return to the bench. So, DP, yeah, you're definitely right. I had forgotten about the ankle injury he was dealing with. That is a nice crossover there. Got to make it, but... Sean Williams, mostly known for being a spot-up shooter, but... he put the ball on the deck every now and then. Not the quickest, but I think his shooting form is actually pretty pure. Good board by Johnny there. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, guys. Hopefully everybody is staying safe out there. Especially appreciate those who are commenting right now down low. Because if not, I'm sitting here talking to myself for 2 hours straight. So the more questions you guys can ask me, the better. It's good to just talk hoops with y'all. Doesn't even have to be hoops. We could just talk sports in general. I got time. I got time because I'm just sitting here right now. As Will goes to the free throw line. 04 NM Aggie. Catch the Jordan documentary. Of course I did, man. Jordan's my favorite player of all time. For those who don't see me at games, I'm a bit of a quote-unquote sneakerhead. So I like to wear Jordans anytime I go out and cover a game. The documentary was great. I was born in '96, so don't remember much at all about Jordan other than like some games from the Wizards, stuff like that. So even though I knew about the history, like the Last Dance, I knew about all that kind of stuff. It was really cool to see all the details, see all the perspectives from the players on the team, stuff like that. So it was great. I thought it was handled really well. Only complaint is that I think that Krause was kind of portrayed a little unfairly. I mean, because I consider him to be one of the best GMs of all time, since they had to trade for Pippen, they had to trade for Rodman to build around Jordan. They recognized that they were going to have a generational talent and they had to go into win now mode. So I definitely think that Krause deserves a lot of credit for that. And I think that social media was clowning him for a while. I think that he got a lot of hate, and especially since he's passed away, it's just really unfair that he's not able to defend himself. So that was my only complaints about it. But other than that, I thought it was great. I watched every single one of them, start to finish. So, what do you expect from Big Will next year? I'm still giving him the edge in terms of being the starter at the center spot, just because he is a returning guy. He's quote unquote paid his dues. I'm expecting him to be good, man. I think that I've said it before. I think the jump from freshman year to sophomore year is when you make the biggest jump in production. You saw that with Jabari Rice. I don't expect him to make as big a jump as Jabari, because Jabari went from hardly any minutes to all WAC first team. But I still think that Will's going to be good. I think he's going to be really the only true traditional center on the team. It's just a bruiser down low. I think it's confidence is the thing he has to work on, is just calling for the ball, going up strong. That's something that Jans talks to him all the time about whenever I see them or hear them outside the locker room after games. It's just going up strong with him, man, being aggressive. He's a big dude. He's 6'10". I don't know how many pounds, but he's a big dude. He's going to have a lot of good matchups this season. There are not a lot of really big guys in the WAC. So I'm hoping that he really flips the switch and starts to be more aggressive. But yeah, I'm expecting good things from Will. I really like what I saw in the limited amount of time that he got this season. Let me know what you were thinking about the documentary too, though. 04 Aggie. Interested in hearing it. From what I don't think I've heard anyone say they didn't like it. I think everybody loved it. I need to go back and watch the Armstrong documentaries. I know they just had a 2-part thing. As you can see, Jabari dealing with the wrist injury as well. That's another one we were forgetting about earlier in the year. What was I just saying right now? Yeah, I need to go back and watch the Armstrong one. I did not see either of the 2-part documentary, which just wrapped up. So I'm going to go back and watch that for sure. Yeah, Jabari was dealing with the wrist injury, and then I want to say he had I might be wrong. I think it was an ankle injury that he had where he missed the game later in the season. I think they had said, like, if he had to play, he would have, but they didn't feel he needed to, because I think it was the game against Northern New Mexico. It was the last game of non-conference play. But Jabari was dealing with some injuries that year as well. There were a lot of guys dealing with injuries. DeJour Joseph eventually had his season shut down. He only played in, I think, like 3 games because he was dealing with injuries. Wilfred Lakai got injured before the start of the year and was out for the season. Trev. Yeah, I think this was the most impressive year coaching-wise for Jans. I wasn't here the past couple years, but definitely I think he was working with the most depleted roster that he ever has since he got here. And yeah, guys stepped up, man. You saw Sean Buchanan was playing the small forward spot at some points when Trev was gone, just because he was one of the only guards, or the only guard that knew the plays for a small forward. Jabari rotated from point guard to shooting guard to small forward. You know, Terrell played through the groin injury, all non-conference play. Guys stepped up. And I think that's what really hurt the team when the season was canceled, or when the NCAA tournament was canceled and when Whack Vegas was. Like, obviously they were going to be sad about it either way, but I think especially considering how hard they had worked to get to that point, to make everything work out, just to not get a conclusion to it, not get any closure to it. I think that's what was especially difficult, because I was in the room for a little bit, very briefly, at Whack Vegas. The whole team met up in Coach Jans's suite, because it's not a room, it was a very nice suite with a living room and everything. Yeah, I was there for a little bit. You could tell guys were taking it tough. I tried to talk to Yvonne like multiple times. I want to say throughout like the next 2 weeks after Whack Vegas ended, and I just couldn't get a hold of him. I think that was the only time I could never talk to a player, just because he was taking it really rough, which I'm not mad at him for it. That's your college career just ended, so I don't blame him for it. But yeah, guys were taking it hard. DP asks, if AJ gets his waiver, does he start over Evan? Do both start? I think he starts, and ideally I would like to see Evan just be a six-man bucket getter, kind of like his UTEP days. Still facilitating, but I think he could really be sixth man of the year for the WAC, even though I don't think that's an award, right? It's not an award. But yeah, I think that's a role that really suits him. He kind of had to adjust to being the passer, the top facilitator on the team this year, which to his credit, he did a great job of doing. But I would think that if AJ came back, it would probably be AJ, Jabari, Clayton, Johnny, and then probably Will. You could go really small ball and make Johnny the 5 with Clayton at the 4, and that way you could find some room for Evan at the 2 spot. But I don't know. I think the most natural fit is what we saw when AJ was playing those 3 games this season, was that Evan just returns to the bench, which is unfortunate because it's going to be his senior year. But from all the times I've talked to Evan, I think he really just wants to win. Like, that's what got him to go to NMSU. That's what I think he really prioritizes. So we'll see what happens. We're still waiting to find out, but we do not know as of right now. Let me know what you think, though. Do you feel like maybe run that really small ball rotation? I'd imagine if they were to do that, it's AJ, Evan, and Jabari at the 3, since he did play some small forward last year. We'll see. And to be fair, you can't go wrong. That's a really good problem to have if you're Coach Jans. You would love to get AJ back, and you'll worry about the rotations later, And again, I've been talking and I completely forget. My bad. We're going to fast forward there. Cool. I just get sidetracked, guys. I apologize. Because this video is 2 hours, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out closer to like 2.5. Let's see. What time is it right now? 7:24? Jeez. Yeah, we are chilling today. We're having a nice long chat today. Let me plug in my laptop charger 1 second, folks, because now I'm at 28%. Cool. Alright, so the Aggies have really pulled away now. 16-point lead. So you got the free throw here. Make that 17. DP asking saying I have no idea how it is all going to shake out. It looks like you will have 15 guys that could start. Honestly, because we're still not sure which transfers are going to be immediately eligible. Right now, all we know is that the JUCO guys are going to be eligible. So that's Kalen Williams, that's CJ Roberts, that's Jason King, obviously, since he was already didn't redshirt, but came over from Snead State. But the rest of the guys, like Mayan Kerr, really impactful player. Marcus Watson, super impactful. Jacob Tryon, like it's a really deep team, especially if these guys are given eligibility, or if even half of them are. It's going to be a really deep New Mexico State team for sure. I would say the only position where I think is a little shaky right now, especially while all the eligibility stuff is pending, is the power forward spot, just because right now Johnny is really the only one who fits that well. Again, Clayton can move into the small ball lineup and make that work. But other than that, maybe Wilfred Lakai gives you some minutes at the 4 spot since he is a pretty mobile big. But we're still waiting for everything else, though. I think Donnie Tillman is going to be a really big one to watch out for, just because he actually can play that power forward spot. He's listed at 6'8", I think. Yeah, that's really the only position that I think is a little shaky right now in terms of depth. But other than that, it's going to be a really strong roster, I think. So we got an 18-point game now. Got a little physicality down low. Did they call it on Yvonne? Yeah. Let's see it. They're not going to show it. Yvonne Audecoechea. That was a name that I was afraid to say for the first time. When I got on the New Mexico State beat, when I accepted the job and really did my research, it's like, oh boy, I know I'm going to mess this one up a couple times. But luckily, my sports editor, Jason Groves, did a little video. This is a cool little thing that he did last season where he recorded Yvonne. He was like, how do you say your name? And he said it, Yvonne Audecoechea. And then he had the rest of the team also say it. It was just a cool little video. But yeah, I listened to him say it maybe 20 times just to make sure that I at least get it somewhat right. Because I don't think I can get it perfect. But at least to where I'm not offending the dudes, like some of the commentators are. For those who follow nice turnaround shot, man. Hey, got the jour there. For those who follow my Straight Shooter podcast, which is during the season, I think the second time around I interviewed Yvonne, I showed him commentators throughout the season trying to pronounce his name, and there were some bad ones, man. There were some bad ones. So it made me feel a lot better if I were to pronounce it. I think I do a decent job. Not the best, not perfect, but Yvonne Audecoechea. Good rotating. Look at their passing that ball around. Leads to the wide open shot. Sean Williams, that's where he's at his best right there. Just spot up, catch and shoot. DP asks, any insight on a G? Did he get to practice with the team last year? He did get to practice with the team last year, and he is eligible to come in this year. I think he has a nice touch around the rim. I think that he handles the pick and roll really well. He's pretty good mobility-wise for a big man. I forget what his size is, what his height is. I want to say he's somewhere between 6'8" and 6'9", I think. The 6'7" to 6'9" range. I know that's not the most. I'm kind of just going off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I think he's got some good mobility. He's not a 3-point shooter like Mayan or Jacob, but I think he's going to be a good guy in the pick and roll. Really good with lobs. Yeah, I think he's going to have a very similar role to like what we saw with William McNair this year, where once it's your first year on the team, as a redshirt freshman, he's kind of going to play maybe around 8 to 9 minutes a game, like what we're seeing with Will. Just get a feel for the pace, get a feel for the system in game, learn from the older guys, and then we'll see what he can do the next year. Especially if some of the bigs who are incoming transfers get immediately eligible, it's definitely going to cut into his minutes. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with him right now. I think he's got good potential, but wouldn't expect a huge role with him this year or for him this year. But yes, even if you are redshirting, you are able to practice with the team. Like Evan was already practicing with the team before he got deemed eligible at the start of conference play. That's why I think he had such a smooth transition into the team. He handled it so well because he already had a feel for it. Yeah, I don't know if Mayan Kerr and Marcus Watson were working out with the team or not, because they came in late towards the end of the year. But I did see them like shooting around after games and stuff like that, like for the home games. I don't know if they were practicing or not though. Again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You got 5 people watching this live right now. And even if you don't have time to watch it live, if you're going back and watching this, I appreciate it either way. The full unedited version of this is immediately put onto our YouTube channel. Let's hear Jans real quick.
Didn't expect that. I thought the crowd in general for that opener was great. Hopefully that will continue, as the competition takes an uptick. But certainly the student section is the one that normally makes the most noise, if you will, and bothers the opponent the most because of where they're seated. So hopefully they'll continue to come out and support this team.
There you go. Just wanted to show because we saw Jans talking. He's just talking about the crowd. What was I saying? Yeah, full version of these videos are uploaded onto our site immediately after the live stream is over. I don't think you can find it as easily. So if you're trying to watch this, like let's say this live stream ended right now, and you guys immediately want to go back and watch it, it's not going to show up on our uploads. You have to go to uploads, click on it, and then there's going to be a little drop box to the right of it. And once you click on that, you can click on live streams, and that's where you'll find something. It's going to be like that for the first 24 hours after a live stream ends. But then once that's over, it'll just be a regular upload that you guys can see easily. So, like the one from UTEP yesterday is already there right now. But yeah, whether you're watching this live or not, I appreciate it, guys. Especially those that are commenting right now. Always good to talk some hoops. You see Aggie's got the press right now. Good move there. That's a good move. Will was chasing the block there. Made him pay for it. Still a 12-point game. I really wish I knew what the line for this game was. I'm sure I could go back and find it. But it looks like Southern covered. Looks like they covered the line on this one. And then tomorrow, what game do we have after this one? What game was after Southern, guys? Y'all know? I've got the schedule pulled up here. It wasn't UNM just yet, right? Because that's the one that I'm thinking, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Oh, it was the Arizona game right after this. Yikes. If you guys tune into that game tomorrow, you're a real one, because I know it's not an enjoyable game to watch. That one was pretty ugly. I actually did travel for that one. But yeah, I would very much appreciate it if you guys still tune into that one tomorrow, so I'm not just sitting on my own. We'll find ways to make it entertaining. We'll talk. We'll break down some of the good plays and some of the bad. We got to be fair with it. We're watching the whole season, the ups, the downs. It'll just make it more rewarding once we get on to the part where they have the win streak. But anyways, we got a 10-point game here. Still very much not out of reach for Southern. They held their own the whole night. Props to them. Trev driving, that's a nice find. Look at this. Did he change his mind in midair? You could tell he's looking for Yvonne the whole way. When you're coming off that screen, he's looking for Yvonne. Yeah, I think right here as he's leaving his foot, he's looking at Yvonne. Sees this guy right here is kind of creeping up down low. That's a beautiful pass to Sean Williams. That's like those kinds of heads-up plays that I think makes Trev so dangerous. Not just a scorer. Sloppy. Oh, and he saved it. Wow. Yeah, that's like the third or fourth turnover off the inbound that the Aggies have had this game. Which, like I said, they definitely had guys figuring out different roles. They had injuries. At the end of the day, stuff like that isn't because of injuries or new roles. Like, don't get me wrong, they were not playing their best basketball at the start of the season, just straight up. It wasn't a matter of purely those things I was talking about. They just weren't at the top of the game early on. DP says, I remember feeling really disappointed while leaving the game, even though we won. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where unless you win by 20 plus, you don't really consider it much of a win. Again, no offense to Southern, but it's just a game that New Mexico State should win easily. And we'll look at the quotes from the team afterwards. After this game ends, I'll pull up my article right now. But I can already imagine, I'm pretty sure Jans wasn't really considering this a win. I guarantee if we pull up his quotes, he's going to be talking about the mistakes, the room for improvement, as opposed to the victory itself. Yeah, because I think they even get it to single digits before this game is over. Probably right now, but I think they do. Let me try and find the line for this game. It should be on ESPN. I'm going to try to find that really quickly. Southern is still going with the full court press. Man, dangerous passes. Yeah, Sean had that one wide open. Alright, let's see. So for this game, Yvonne took a shot there. It doesn't have the line. Yeah, it doesn't have the line. I don't remember what it was. I'd imagine it was right around probably like 13 or so, if I just had to guess. Interesting. I don't even know how I'd be able to look that up. Anyways. Either way, you guys get the point. This was not the best performance by the Aggies by any means. Not just because of the injuries. And also, don't get me wrong, I don't want to make it seem like it's just because the Aggies had an off night. Like, Southern played really well. I thought their shot selection was good. They shot a really good percentage from three. Their full court press clearly was effective. Yeah, I don't want to take any credit away from Southern. That is a great screen by Trev right there to open that up. Look at this right here. You see, like, I hate to keep harping on it, but these are like the little things that make Trev such a great teammate also. That's a contested three if Trev doesn't free up some space for him. Another three-pointer, man. Just banging them. What does that cut it down to? I think like 8, was it just right now? I don't know. Let's see this. Beautiful. Design play, too. For sure. Okay, it's just 9. It's just 9. Oh, no, it is. Yeah. 8-point game. Oh, she does not look happy to be on the screen. That's funny. I remembered this time, folks. Oh, let's see the three-point shooting. Can y'all see my mouse when I move the screen? You can, right? Or not? Because if you can, that's really helpful when I'm breaking down plays. I can like just go like that. Let me know if y'all can see this, like this mouse right here. I know you can see the little bar with the pause and all that kind of stuff. Let me know if you can see that mouse there. I'm wondering. Yes, you can. Perfect. Appreciate that, DP. Alrighty, how much time was left in this one, did we say? Is it like 5? It's been a long game, man. I'm having fun, though. I like breaking this kind of stuff down with y'all. Even though it's a light breakdown, I'm not getting in depth on everything, obviously, because then I'll be here all night. But this is fun, though. Oh, we only got 3:45 left. Word. Yeah, tomorrow will be Arizona at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Even though that was a blowout loss, that was a great game. I love seeing high level of basketball. So getting to see Nico Mannion, Josh Green, 2 guys who are potential lottery picks in the NBA draft. Nico is pretty safe, maybe Josh Green. That was really good. That was really cool to see also. And also, for those who don't know, I'm a big Warriors fan. Been that way for a while now. Close to like a decade. So Andre Iguodala was at that game because Arizona alum. I didn't know he was going to be there. They showed him on the big screen and everything. So that was really cool. Tucson in general is really cool. So yeah, that was fun. I like getting to travel too. I had to make the drive. I didn't fly, so that kind of sucked. But that wasn't too long of a drive. I think that was only like 4.5 hours. Phoenix was the long one because you tack on another 2 hours for that for the Grand Canyon game, which I went to. It's another tough layup, and it is a 6-point ball game. Jeez, yeah. DP, I can see why you left not very happy about this win. I didn't know they cut it this close. I really didn't remember that. This is one of those games that kind of slipped my memory a little bit, honestly, since it was so long ago. Yvonne's calling for it. You know he's going to work. It's a good find, though. Oof. Shot clock reset. Wide open. Got it. Yes, sir. Big 3 by Sean Williams. Wide open. He moves really well without the ball. I think he's really good at finding his spots. Since if you're gonna be a spot up shooter, you at least have to get to your spots. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he does a good job of that. Since he's not great at putting the ball on the deck. Swinging it around. So, like, at this point, I don't remember anything from this ending. I know they pulled away because I know the final score. Oh, we got Yvonne. Too easy. Too easy. We didn't see it a whole lot early in the season. But, later in the year, like when Trev got out, it was really good to see. Like when the games were close, Yvonne really took over. We've seen a little bit of it here, but like I'm thinking games like Seattle on the road, that one was a really good one. I think Utah Valley also on the road. It's just really cool to see Yvonne really flip the switch down the stretch. Because he has it in him. He has it in him for sure. Just, with Terrell on the court and Trev healthy and stuff, he doesn't necessarily have to be the top scorer. We got an 11-point game. Looks like CJ is going to be at the line here. Again, I apologize. I should be fast forwarding this. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, I think that guy just fouled out, maybe. I don't have the volume on, because then it's hard to hear what I'm saying. UTVRGV, UTRGV on the road. Yvonne was awesome. Yes, that one as well. I don't know why I couldn't pronounce UTRGV. For those who don't know, I'm from Edinburgh, Texas, so I could practically see the campus from my house. I was a 5-minute walk from UTPA at the time, Pan American, the Broncos, now known as the Vaqueros. I think they were the Vaqueros. Nah, I had moved before they became the Vaqueros. I want to say I moved to San Antonio before then. But yeah, if I hadn't moved to San Antonio, I probably would have gone to UTPA or RGV, whatever you want to call it. I probably wouldn't have gotten into UT Austin. Nice move there by Trev. The way he's able to free up space off the dribble. Handles pretty underrated. Ooh. Oh no. No, not on the Mississippi Menace. That's impressive. Sean Buchanan, that's my guy. But, answered back. That was a nice move there. Free up space on a good defender. Sean Buchanan is a good defender. That's the guy who Trev crossed up. He just went right back and got the bucket on the next play. Tough. But at this point, it's over, folks. Aggies up 13, 48 seconds left. Stephen M., what player from last year's team will be most missed? That's a good question. Right off the bat, I'm thinking Trev, just because I think wing depth the team doesn't have a whole lot of, especially if someone like Marcus Watson doesn't get immediately eligible, or if Donnie Tillman doesn't, because he can also slide to the small forward spot. I think Trev's probably the answer. I think he's the easy answer. But then, like, guys that may be under the radar, I think Terrell's stock fell last season because of the injuries, But I think people forgot just how impactful he was when he was healthy on the team. So, but I think my answer is Trev, just because of the depth and the scoring. DP, you weren't here Sean's first year. He's talking to Buchanan. But he really improved over his time here. Yeah, he had talked to me about that too. You're right, I wasn't here for it. I haven't gone back and watched film from that long ago. The furthest I've gone back is just year prior to last year. But yeah, he had talked to me about that. Did he really place an emphasis on improving his defense and getting better on offense? Yeah, that's a hard-working guy. Did he come over from JUCO or did he not? Because he wasn't he didn't commit out of high school. Good rip there by Trev. Exclamation point on the game. Yeah, I forget where Vershawn came from. If you know, let me know, DP. But yeah, no, he became a real solid part of the team, man. Obviously, the vocal leader. When I talked to Jans prior to the start of the season, I asked him who the biggest glue guy on the team was, and he said that it was Sean Buchanan, instantly. So the biggest glue guy on the team, Sean Buchanan. It was just real quick. Yeah, so he definitely had a role on the team by the time he graduated. DP as a sophomore, he drove into the lane, out of control a lot. 1-year JUCO guy, got you. Yeah, and he still had his turnover problems, to be honest, this year. Just ball control. But I think his shot selection became better, and his vision really improved over the years. 15-point game as we are here on the home stretch. 15-point game. Also, Sean's brother, really good basketball player. Played with John Moran at Murray State. Now is with the, what do they call it? The Memphis Sound, I think. The G League team for Memphis. Shaq. Yeah, that's cool that they both ended up in the same part of the bracket in last year's NCAA tournament. That was pretty cool with Murray State and New Mexico State. It's too bad they didn't get to meet up. That would have been funny. That would have been a great story angle. 0-4 NM Aggie says charge. There we go. Ending this one out 79-63, folks. We're going to take a quick look at the box score right now, and then we're going to look at what the team said. We for sure talked to Chris Jans, as we always do after games. And I think Trev we talked to after this one, because I believe he was the leading scorer. Oh, they did him dirty. Was that Jabari right there that took it? That snatched it? You can see the headband mark. That's tough. Did him dirty there. They played that 1 year together. Oh, at the JUCO? That's tough. That's tough. All right, let's take a quick look at the box score for this one, folks. Let's see what we got here. I believe Trev was the leading scorer. Trevelin Queen, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 dimes. Sean Williams, 17 points. I believe that was his season high for the rest of the year. 4 for 6 shooting from 3. He had a couple there to help them pull away late down the stretch. 19 for Yvonne on 8 for 11 shooting, 6 boards. And then those are all the double-digit scores. Micah Bradford, 13 points for Southern. And then Monteese Blake had 12 points. Oh, wait, here we go. Let's listen to Jan's talk really quick. That's cool that they put that here.
Is with us courtside. Coach, a nice second half. You scored 49 in half two. You made some shots. Did you like the rhythm you had offensively in that second half?
It was better than it was our last outing. That's all we've talked about for the last 48 hours is, running our system, sharing the ball. We're very stagnant on Tuesday, and it was very disappointing for us to let the distractions of defense and the crowd and what have you make us revert to just standing around. So that was the big focus tonight, was moving, sharing, cutting, trying to get shots that we know where they're coming from rather than, having to just rely on one-on-one. So that was better tonight for sure.
Sean Williams made some shots in half two. Did you see him gain some confidence as that half went on?
Well, we need him. I don't know why he wouldn't be a confident shooter. That's what he's done his whole life, is get buckets. Before he arrived here, he was a double-figure scorer in a good league, and that's why he's here. He's got to be able to get buckets for us, and he's an improving defender, and hopefully this will get him going a little bit, and I think he can do that pretty regularly for us.
Your thoughts on your defense tonight?
Better. Certainly we had that stretch there where the game was kind of in hand, and I was really thinking about trying to rest some guys, and obviously that was a big mistake because the game turned quickly. But overall, I thought we played great defense for about 30 minutes, and then we had a stretch there where they were just going one-on-one, and we weren't moving our feet very well. But it certainly was better than our last game.
At Arizona Sunday, tough challenge, but a good challenge for your program.
No question. Great program, great staff, great players, opportunity for us to play on a big stage, and we've always reveled in that since we've arrived, and these guys will be ready to go. Certainly it's a tall order with the situation we're in, but we're going to go over there and try to play our best.
Coach, thanks so much.
Thanks, Adam.
That's Aggie head coach Chris Jans. The Aggies
Alrighty.
victorious.
All right, let's take a quick look at what Jans told us. 04 NM Aggie says that was one of Sean's big games. Yeah, definitely. He had a couple more. I forget which one it was, but he had a couple other double-digit outings. So Jan said, this is him talking about what changed in the second half. I thought we dug in defensively the way we're accustomed to. We turned them over and made shots. When the ball goes through the basket, that certainly makes the game a lot easier. And we actually talked to Sean Williams after the game. It wasn't Trev. And this is on his preparation for the Arizona game. He said, no mistakes. We got to come to practice mentally prepared and just try to play perfect. That's Coach Jans' biggest thing, just executing and trying to play hard and perfect. We don't really have room for error now, so if we do that, I feel like we'll be successful. We'll be okay, says Sean Williams. So guys, that is going to do it. How long was this stream? 2 hours, folks. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in to watch this live. DP, 04 NM Aggie, Stephen M. I believe those are the guys who commented. Huge shout out to y'all for honestly not letting me be completely bored out of my mind talking to myself the whole time. I appreciate that. I hope to continue to see you guys on here. That would mean a lot to me. And if you guys are going back and watching this, it's not live. I don't care, man. I appreciate it either way. Thank you so much. If you want even more Aggie video content, I got you guys. Every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, we're releasing a new episode of Stray Shooter, which means we just released one today, this afternoon, and it was an interview with Jabari Rice, about 24 minutes long. Really great stuff. Breaking down game film, answering fan questions, finding celebrity lookalikes for his teammates. It was really great stuff. I hope you guys go check that out here on the YouTube channel as well. If you do, then please like that video and even comment. Say you came here from the live stream, so I know you came directly from here to there, and I'll make sure to go ahead and just give you guys a like. I'll reply to it, all that kind of stuff. But I think that is going to do it, folks. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we're going to be watching the game against Arizona. I believe the night after that is going to be New Mexico. So I'm hoping to see you guys continue to show love for this as we go on this month-long journey. It's going to be a very long journey, but I'm looking forward to it, guys. We're just getting started, and I'm just getting started providing content for you guys here on this channel. So this has been Justin Martinez, a.k.a. Jay the Sports Dude, and I'm out.